everyone. Gina coming to you from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, where I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So when you guys pop on, say hello, tell me where you're coming from. I saw that Jody Mathena is here. This is your first time joining, so welcome, Jody. Where are you coming from? Hope you guys all had, I'm just linking in here, but hope you all had a wonderful Memorial weekend. I had a great weekend. We stayed home most of the weekend and we were able to get lots accomplished yard work. I didn't do any stamping, I didn't do any hair cutting. I just stayed in the yard and I picked a lot of weeds. And I have to say, I love to garden, but I am tired of weeds, that is for sure. Have a lot more picking to do, so if I have any volunteers that want to come help me, come on over. Let's see, what do we have coming up? We have, today's class is the monthly scrapbook class. As you guys know, I kind of went with kind of a manly theme for the month of May. We worked on Father's Day, but I did leave this could be really for anything. I titled mine Projects, as we're using tools and things like that, but you could definitely title it whatever you want. This is the last week to take advantage of a wonderful promotion. If you have ever thought about joining my team, or you want to get a discount on all of the wonderful products you purchase, now is the time. You have till the 31st, which is this Saturday already. We're at the end of May already. Good morning, Joanne from Fredonia. Welcome. And you can pick $165 a product, whatever you want, for only $99. So you're going to get an additional $65 free. You're not paying shipping, plus you'll get a paper pumpkin and business essentials, and it's up to you what you want to do. I know when I first started, I had no intentions of doing what I am doing now. My intentions were I wanted a discount. That is plain and simple. I was buying enough of the product. I wanted a discount. I wanted a coupon. So I joined, and I didn't even tell Christine. All of a sudden she calls me up and she says, did you sign up on my team? And I'm like, yeah, I did. I wanted a discount. And she's like, okay. And all of a sudden, I don't know, after stamping, I started stamping with my girlfriends a little bit, and we would just get together on weekends here and there whenever we could. And I just enjoyed it, and I wanted to do more. I wanted to meet more people. And that is where Chris and she came home from an event, and she was so pumped. She was so energized, and I just loved that feeling and the experience that she had being around such positive people. I wanted a piece of that. So then I said, well, I want to do this too, and I want to do more. And we took off. We were designing, creating classes, things like that for several years. And then, you know, life happened and COVID happened, and I took a step back. And here I am now, almost 2 years later, where I've picked up, and that is what I've loved about Stampin' Up! Is that I can come and go as I need to, or make it work according to my life, whether I want to do more or I want to do less. It flows with my family, so I'm lucky and blessed that way. So if you've ever thought about it, or like I said, you just want a discount, now is the time. So you have until the end of the month to do that. Another announcement that Stampin' Up! Made to us demonstrators yesterday, starting on the 3rd, and I don't remember how long the special goes on till, so I'll have to check into that. Good morning, Leanne. Like-minded people are the best. It is so true. That's what I fell in love with. I don't want to talk too much about it because I start to cry, and it's been the best experience. So we'll leave it at that because I'll start to cry. So, anyways, the special coming in June, and like I said, I have to double check the dates on this, is it's buy one suite. Now, Stampin' Up! Suite is stamps, dies, DSP, ribbon, gems. So you're going to buy one suite, and you're going to get a second suite half off. I've never seen a sale like this before with Stampin' Up. So it is an amazing deal. So if you have some sweets, or maybe you just started Stamping Up and you need some things, this is a great way to start, because you'll get a little bit of everything. You're going to get packet paper, like I said, dies, stamps, ribbon, gems, and you can get 2 of them. What an amazing deal. Plus you're going to get rewards on that. So that is going live on June 3rd. So that's next week, Tuesday. So we have that coming up. So who's ready to stamp with me? I'm ready to stamp. So actually, we're not even doing any stamping today, now that I think about it. We've got tons of die cuts. Here are our 2 layouts that we're going to create today. You do need to provide your own 12 by 12 white cardstock. Everything else I provide for you. So the DSP, the cutouts. I did not use ribbon on this. On these pages, I just didn't feel like ribbon fit, so I didn't use any ribbon. Gems, you're gonna get some silver, what are these? Metallic gems. I figured they kind of look like the tops of screws or something like that. So you'll get some of the silver gems. And you'll also get a whole alphabet. If anyone's on here and remembers what this alphabet is called, it has the whole alphabet on it and then a few extras. So there's like 2 O's and 2 A's, and so there's duplicates of some letters. So you will be able to create whatever sentiment, title you want to put on your page. I just chose projects. I don't know what pictures I'm going to put on here. Something that I'm sure that we have done as a family. We do lots of projects together. This could even be cars. It doesn't necessarily have to be house projects, but we also have gardening projects we've worked on. So that is what this theme is all about. Some other titles you could put on here besides projects would be like construction zone, men at work. I had a whole bunch in my head and now they just kind of went. But anyways, it's up to you how you want to do this. So we got a huge 5x7 photo here. You're going to put 3 4x6 photos, or yeah, 3 4x6 photos here. And then we have 2 spots here for 3x4 photos. Okay. So we'll bring in our pieces. Bring in our first sheet. So we have a piece of DSP here. Now this is the airplane DSP, Take to the Sky. You're gonna have 3 pieces of DSP here that are the same. You're gonna use 1 for this page and 1 for another page. So these are going to be kind of, I would say these are going to be simpler layouts. I was focusing, if you're doing a project, you're going to have a lot of photos, hopefully. And we have all of these cool, amazing tools from the Trusty Tools set. And I never, I've only used a few of the dies from this. So there was one set of dies, I didn't even know what it was, but you guys will see it, and it's like a needle nose pliers. That's what I called it, or that's what I call it. So we're gonna put a little bit of glue along the edge here. We're gonna take our 1/2" strip. This is the 2-tone real red. You can choose which side you want to use. If you want to use the dark side or the light side. I want to use the dark side, so I don't know if you guys are going to be able to tell on screen the difference. Might not be able to, but here's the light side and here is the dark side. And I want to use the dark side because I want this bold. And good morning, Polly. How are you? So Leanne is asking, what would be a good design to do as a gift for someone who is about to have a second child? You know what's really great, I always enjoyed, and I was able to carry them actually in my purse, is to make a mini, like a mini scrapbook that they can just tuck some photos in, just some 4x6 photos or smaller that they can put in and always have on hand with them. A perfect album for that. Now, you know, the more you open it and stuff, it's a little wear and tear on it, but I love to make envelope scrapbooks. And it's gluing a bunch of envelopes together. And then you can add here DSP and photos and pockets. You can do all sorts of things like that. And then we're gonna put this in the middle, roughly, like so. This would be your photo. So we got a big giant 5x7 photo here. Another thing that you could always do too is make a like a little sampler page, and put the baby's name on there if you know the baby's name, or and put that in a frame, and they could put some keepsakes in there like their little booties or their hat or things like that. I did that for a scrapbook page actually, when my kids were little. Okay, so now you've got your 5x7 photo here. You've got your DSP down. You have a hexagon here. I was so happy that these carried over. This is from the Meant to Be set. Actually, before we do all this, we're gonna glue our tools. How's that sound? We got tools to put together. So there's lots and lots of pieces with this set. So we got paintbrushes and wrenches and hammer, a toolbox. We got all sorts of cool things. A drill. Lots of fun things here. Okay, so these were the items that I didn't know what they were. And my husband, the smart man that he is, and I looked at Pinterest because I wanted to see what are people doing with this. Figured it out. So you've got these two pieces here. Like I said, I didn't know what they were, but now you guys will know if you don't. So we're going to use a glue dot. These two together, and I'm going to keep them open just slightly. You could close them all the way if you wanted to, but I'm going to just leave it open just a little bit. And then these two are the tops. Let me get back in the camera here. These little pointed out parts are the tops of your handles. So I'm going to add some glue dots, or a glue dot, I should say, to the end of that, and then that goes like this. And this one like that. And now you have your little needle nose pliers. All right. So now, just like I said, lots of little pieces. These are all pretty self-explanatory. Has anyone made a scrapbook page with the tools? I love that they made this little brush top. We've got 2 wrenches in here. I love these tools. They're so cool. Good morning, Joanne. Our little drill. Now you could cut out a second drill, let's say in black, and, you know, cut your own pieces to add some different dimension to it. And you can make this black, so if you had a black one, this is all just kind of embossed already, so you can make this part black, so cut that off of the black and glue that there. There's also this circle here. There's a circle with a little thing. This is for your tape measure, but this circle could also go on your drill where this circle is too. But I just left it red. I could make it red and black and really, you know, give it a Milwaukee tool type look to it. I think DeWalt is black and yellow. My husband said there's no green wrenches out there, but I said, well, there's gonna be green wrenches in my toolbox. Okay, so there's this little piece here that goes on your tape measure along with this circle, and then you have this little guy. And he's got little dashes on there, so it looks like a real tape measure. How cool is that, right? And then in here you also have some nuts and bolts and screws. So very, very cool. Love it, love it. Okay, so for this one, we need our drill, our tape measure, and a wrench. And you need your hexagon. Good morning, Julie. How are you? Now, how many of you have your own tool set? I have my own tool set. It's just a little box of tool stuff that is just mine. And I have a hammer. Mine's a red-handled hammer with my name on it. Because I have to put my name on everything because, you know, my husband and my boys can never seem to find their tools. And whose tools do they go after? They go after mine because mine are always where they belong. So I have my name on, and mine are different colors than what their tools would be, so that they can't steal mine. So I guarantee I can never find my hammer or my tape measure or my screwdrivers because someone has been in my set. And I can find the guilty party when I find it in their toolbox. I am doing good, Julie. We had a nice 3-day weekend. I hope everyone had a nice 3-day weekend. We spent it outside all weekend long. We were pulling weeds and getting the garden ready to be planted. I still have lots of other weeds. Like I said, if there's any volunteers for the next week or so, if you want to come over and weed with me, come on over. I gladly welcome it. How many of you, any of you plant gardens of your own? Whether flowers or vegetables. I do both. I was so excited. My strawberries, I planted strawberries last year, and I didn't plan for anything to happen last year because there were new plants. So, you know, we got a few berries, but not a lot. But like I said, I didn't expect much. So there we go. We just layered our tools onto our hexagon. And so I'm really, really excited that I have a ton of strawberries coming up. So hopefully we'll get lots of berries this year. Okay, so we have our tools down here, and you have this piece of 3x4 here. You're gonna take this 3x4 and you're gonna cut it in half, or roughly in half. And you can cut it with your scissors if you want, or you can cut it like I just did with your trimmer. Words were lost for a second. Joanne, you do lots of flowers. Mary, you do lots of flowers, and you put veggies. Your daughter put veggies in at your house. How exciting. Julie, you weeded and planted 4 rose bushes. My rose did not come back this year, so I'm gonna have to replant another rose, and I think I lost a hydrangea too, so I gotta replace those myself. So that top half you're gonna put up here, and then on this bottom half we are gonna take our scissors, but I'm a little, you can free it if you want. I can't free it without I feel like I can never get it straight. So I'm going to actually put it in here. This measured 3, so I'm going to cut at 1.5, and I'm just going to go up slightly. Now, what are everyone's favorite flowers? I love all flowers, I'll be honest. I love lots of color. And then we're just going to cut from each end to the middle where we put that line. And then we've made a little banner. Now, I always love to have my banners like flying in the breeze, so I always pop up at least the ends of them. This year I've never planted cosmos, or I don't know that I've ever even done zinnias. So I bought some of them. They said they're good for the garden. So I want to plant some of them around my garden, and then maybe plant some in my pots. We'll see. There we go. So we've got our banner. So I did that because you're wasting all of that DSP there. So this saves us a lot of DSP that we can do whatever we want with. Now, this is where your title would go. I'm not going to put a title on this page just because I want to save it and title it at a different time when I know what pictures I want to put on everything. And then you can take your nuts and bolts and screw and do that. So you put your title here, and if you had a long title, you could split it in half, or you could put your title way up here. Completely up to you what you want to do. Mary, that's a hard question. Joanne, you like cosmos and zinnias? I've never had them before. Oh, Julie, you like pansies and zinnias? Okay, so there's a lot of votes for zinnias. I've done pansies, and they do well for a while, and then all of a sudden they kind of die out on me. So I don't plant a lot of pansies usually. But I love your roses and coneflowers. Oh, I could go on and on. As long as they're pretty and colorful, I love them. Problem is, you take me into a greenhouse and I want everything. And the willpower is, you know, it's a hard thing. Okay, so I'm gonna take my DSP here first, and I am gonna eyeball this. Actually, I'm gonna use this as my guide to know where to print my piece of DSP. So here's my guide. I'm actually going to turn this around. Make sure that I'm straight here. I did the same thing when doing my letters. Nice thing about doing your letters, I'm just going to give you a little bit of a hint here, is that we have that line, that red line. So what I did is I placed my letters up here, and I actually turned my project upside down so that I could just line up right on the red line. Now just make sure that when you put your letters down, because you're upside down, that you place them in the right direction. I did have my E going the wrong direction for a moment, and I luckily caught it before I glued it down completely. So there's a little hint for you. Okay, so I have this piece done up here, and this is going to go in the bottom corner over here. Okay, so marigolds, Julie. I don't know what it is. I'm not a huge marigold fan. I love orange. I bought orange zinnias. I have like orange roses. I have orange in my garden, trust me. But I've never been a lover of marigolds. Now my youngest son, he loves marigolds. And so I did buy marigolds this year for him. And hopefully we're gonna put them around the garden too. And hopefully they'll deter some critters maybe out of my garden. I don't know. But yeah, I've never, maybe it's not the right shade of orange for me. I don't know. But, or it's the smell of them? I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of marigolds. Okay, so now you have a 4x6 piece of navy here that I say we because my husband actually cut out all of these little dots. So it comes in a, I think it's about this size, maybe a little bit smaller than this. So you have to cut it like, I think it's 2.5 times. So now you have this beautiful pegboard piece that goes on here. And remember, this is going to be your 4 photos. So we're going to put our red strip going down the side here. What about the double marigolds? I do like them. They're pretty flowers. They're just, like I said, I think because they stink, I don't gravitate towards them. But I did buy double marigolds and regular marigolds for my son because he really likes that flower. So there we go. There's our strip. And like I said, you're going to put your 3 photos here, a photo here, a photo here. Or if you wanted to, you could take these 2 pieces, put them together, have one piece down here. You could do something special down here, add your title here if you wanted to, if you didn't want to add it to the other page, and put another 4x6 photo up here. Like I said, you have options. Always feel free to take these and make them your own. Mary, I need to grow marigolds around my tomatoes. Okay. Will they help my tomatoes get big and juicy? And I have lots of tomatoes. I forget how many tomato plants I bought, but I got lots. Now I'm just going to put dimensionals for now on the bottom of my toolbox. Last year was my first year having a garden, and I made spaghetti sauce. I canned spaghetti sauce. My first time ever canning. So that turned out pretty good. So this year I'm going to venture into salsa because we love salsa. Do any of you can? Just curious. Oh, and I made strawberry jam, freezer jam. So this is a whole new world to me, the whole canning and gardening. It's not something I grew up with. We had a couple in our old house where I had like a tomato plant in a pot and a pepper in a pot, things like that, but I never had space for a real garden. So this gardening world is all new to us. Actually, I'm going to do that. But nothing beats fresh out of the garden. Okay. So this is our handle for our toolbox, and I don't need it to go all the way down to the toolbox because our tools are going to cover up some of that. So we have our hammer. We have our paintbrush that we'll tuck in. Our hammer is going to lay down right here on the side like that. We'll have our wrench in the middle, and we're going to have our pliers. I'm going to tuck one side in like that, and then we're going to take this guy here and we're going to cut him in half. And we're going to put one right here and one right there. So now we'll just pop up. Okay, we've been keeping, oh, the bug's away. We have been saving eggshells for, I don't know, all year, I guess. So we've been saving our eggshells and our coffee grounds to put in our garden and around my hydrangeas, because I heard they're good for hydrangeas. And we're coming to a bittersweet end of another school year. My little guy is not so little. He will go to the high school next year. And so we just finished up our very last band. He played in the Memorial Day parade with the middle school. So we just finished up our last middle school band event, and I am very excited though to see what he will do. He has decided that he wants to do marching band, which of my 3 kids, I never expected him to do this, so I'm very excited that he wants to do this. And he did this all on his own, and so I'm very excited for that, but it is bittersweet. His band teacher has, she's pretty amazing, so be sad to see that, but excited to see what the high school will bring. But I don't know how. I know we all talk about how fast time goes, and they are not kidding. Time just goes by so fast. Okay, and then we're going to put our camera on. How many of you will I get to see next week? I will be here for sure on Wednesday. I'll be presenting for Fun in the Sun. Mary, are you here on Wednesday? Mary and her shenanigans. So I doubled up on my dimensionals on my hammer just because this stuff here is popped up. And I want it to kind of be level. That's what they're missing in here, is a level. There we go. So we have our tools all assembled, and then we're going to put some little details here, like a little screw right there. These would make a really cool shaker card. I don't think I ever made a shaker card with these. You'd have to cut up quite a bit of them, but they're really cool. So really simple pages for you guys this month. A lot of the work came in just putting tools together, but I don't know, I'm really happy with how this turned out. And then we will, where's my opening here? Add, Mary, you will see me Wednesday, whoop whoop. Add a few gems here too. So we're gonna add these little guys. Like that, and we'll bring in our first page. And we will add some gems on here. I'm going to do some over here. Oh, we'll put one right there once. So there we go. Just a few gems. And there we go. So this kit will be available to order until, let's say, today is the 28th. Next week, let's go with Monday. So you can order your kits. These are $26 plus shipping. So I have this available for you. You will be able to have everything here. Like I said, you just have to provide your 12 by 12 white cardstock. If you guys have questions about anything, you can reach out to me on Facebook at Glitter and Ink with Gina. Make sure you're following me there, and make sure if you guys can please share my videos. And my email is ginaalbulo@gmail.com. And one more quick thing I'll show you, our technique for next month. I will be back on, I think it's the 11th. Let me double check here. Yes, on the 11th for technique, and I am featuring these really cool, these are rub-ons. I don't know how many of you have worked with rub-ons before. They were really big when I first started stamping and scrapbooking back in about 2000, 2001. And I have a bazillion rub-ons. I love rub-ons. So they come in, you're gonna get 2 sheets. You're gonna get one that's gold, and one side is, and another one is silver. So this class will cost $2 extra next month. So this class will be 24 versus 22 to cover the costs of these. But we're going to make 4 cards with them, and I'll show you different how you can add these to your cards or your other projects to give them a really fun look. And I like because they're metallic, so it'll be a fun little interesting thing to add to our cards. So that is what I have coming up. Oh, let's see what else we have for June. June, our workshop will be a celebratory. I can't think of names right now. Let me look it up. How's that sound? Then I don't have to think of the names, right? Workshop kit will be, so with the workshop kit, we do 6 alternative pages. So Stampin' Up! Provides you with instructions to make 6 pages. I do 6 alternatives to that, along with you get to make 5 cards. So that will be in June. I believe that's the 14th already, right around the corner. Celebratory, I know it coordinates with the Cheers and Sips. Please hold while I look up. Oh, okay, it's called Celebrate Together. But it has some summery stuff, some drinks, some flowers. That's going to be our workshop kit that we will be doing for the month of June. Scrapbook page, something summery, something fun. I can't get this, here we go. That way I can see what you guys are saying. Something fun and summery. Hello, Sandy. And then we'll probably close out the month with Morning Create with some red, white, and blue stuff. Not necessarily 4th of July cards, but red, white, and blue that can be for birthday or celebrating. And then I also added an in-person, but if there is interest, if anyone has any interest, we have those large party dies. It comes in letters and in banners, and I was asked to do a class for that. So we will create a banner of your choice, whatever size you want. I have to figure out all the details for that, but I believe you'll get a pack of DSP, ribbon. I'll include some gems. And everyone will get to make a banner. I think I'm going to make one that says create to hang into my scrapbook room. I haven't heard what the other ladies want to do. So if anyone has any interest out there, please reach out to me for that also. So Christine, do you have anything you'd like to say for Fun in the Sun?
I have 6 left.
She has 6 left for Fun in the Sun. So if anyone would like to grab some packets, let us know. So that starts next week, Wednesday. So yeah, that's next week, Wednesday. It's June.
19 paper paloozas left.
And she has 19 paper paloozas left. DSP samplers?
15.
15 DSP samplers also. So reach out to Christine if any of you want to get your hands on any of those goodies. But otherwise, I hope you all have a great week. I will see some of you next week at Fun in the Sun. And otherwise, I will be back on the 11th. So have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.